Yeah, something I should mention is I got a decent set of riding gear. Gray phone, I think they're made in Ontario. And jacket, it's all good. But you get maybe a little air in the small of your back and, little leaks of air maybe that you get on any suit. And that's why I bought these. Well, not the reason I bought the frog tug stuff. I bought them for the rain, but they work so good as a windbreaker. It's totally unbelievable. And I have to say it because I proved it the last 4 days to myself. And for the first time on my whole trip, today I left Radisson and I never had these on. I decided not to put them on. One of them's ripped. I mean, they don't last long probably, but I actually been wearing them for many hours on a trip, but they go over your boots. And you kind of feel like Bobo the Clown's brother when you're wearing them, but the thing is, if you're pounding miles, and you just want to be comfortable on your bike while you're doing it. This morning I never wore them. I left Radisson, and on my way to 381, which was like 2 or 3 hour drive, I guess, my feet were cold. It was cold. It was raining, windy, just like when I come up. And I never had them on, and my feet were cold. And I'll tell you, for 2 hours, I'm just feeling my cold feet, and that kind of makes you feel cold. And it made me realize how good these things are. When after I ate at 381, I put them back on, and actually get colder coming south of there, a little bit colder, windier, rainier, and it turned into fog. And never thought about my feet once, zero. And it just proved to me those things, I know they're kind of floppy and stuff, but if you're going to pound miles and you want, in the cold weather, not in the summer, but just by not wearing them the once, I've seen, and if I didn't have them, this cheap $20 or $30 boot things, and this $40, $50, whatever it is, suit by Frog Tugs, they weigh nothing. They feel like paper. They're really weird. I don't know. These are the pants, and I got an extra large so I can put them on easy over all my gear. And if I didn't have those and these boots, I would not have done the trip. I wouldn't have gone in. Because that morning to go in to do the Trans-Taiga from the what's it called, the Mirage? That was a cold morning. It was friggin' below zero before I even left, and the wind was blowing the whole time. So the wind chill, I have no idea. But if I never had them on, I know my feet would have been cold, and I would have had air blowing up my back. Enough to just take the chill out of you or chill you, and probably get you to turn back, because I know what I was heading into that day and how cold it was when I was coming back, how cold it was they were calling for. And even with all this gear, I must say, coming back that last hour, my fingers were all numb. The heaters on the grips couldn't keep up. And my biggest mistake in the whole trip for what I didn't take would have been a friggin' pair of snowmobile gloves or winter mitts. I never even thought. And all I have was bike gloves. And for the most part, they're fine. One pair sucks. They're a big pair, hard to get on. And I get off the bike the last hour before I made it back to the Mirage. And those things, within 5 minutes, I tried to put them back on. And the fingers were already bent a certain way and frozen that way. And then you're trying to put your hand in, and you couldn't even straighten them out, and your fingers, that's what I mean, the last hour drive, all fingers were numb. And then it started playing on your mind, just how cold it was. That's when I realized how cold it got, is when I get off the bike there. And usually you get off your bike, you kind of feel a little bit warmer because you're not driving into the wind. But I got off the bike there, and it was freaking cold. It was cold. If you had an issue, you have to think of that. If I had an issue, even if I had to fix a flat type of thing, or had to pick up the bike if I dropped it or something like that, just to work with your hands, they were that cold, and I had no other way to warm them up because the gloves absolutely do nothing. like without the heated grips on your bike. So yeah, little things you learn along the way. But I'll tell you, like, I know I wouldn't have made the trip if I didn't have them boots, because those booty things, I would have had cold feet before that. Then I would have thought, God, I'm cold already. It's going to get colder, and I'm heading way in, to the end of the road in Trans-Taiga. And maybe I think it would have told me to stop, and maybe even before I got to the Mirage, I wouldn't have been comfortable in these temperatures, in weather conditions. But with those on, I even used a hood on the hood on. Sorry for the lighting here. I don't know if you can see. It's just the coat, the frog tog, the top for the frog tog. I put the hood under my helmet, and man, all day you never felt wind. Like, I zipped it right up to my chin. Put my helmet on, and you never even thought about temperatures or cold all day. And you think you would. I would have thought you would. In that kind of, wind chill conditions. And I was toasty. I had those booty things on. And, away I went. And I know I wouldn't have done it without them. As silly as that sounds, to have a windbreaker type stuff to go over your normal suit, just to cut down on those couple little wind points that can get up your back or up your side, type of thing. But yeah, some cheap. I don't care if they're ripped and gone now. I've used them for 4 days straight, except for this morning. Walking on rocks and shifting gears with them, and they're only, they're not made the best, but they certainly work. As a windbreak, I bought them to keep my boots dry, but it's the windbreak that you really notice. That's the key in cold weather. Anyway, for me, that's what I learned. And yeah, that's about it. Yeah, anyway, going to bed, and may drive all the way. I think I get 10 hours to get back tomorrow if I want to go all the way. I'll just take it as it goes. I may stop in Temagami. I like that area. That's the area I usually bike in. Temagami, River Valley, and Sudbury North type of thing. Yeah, so I may stop there. Who knows? I'll decide as I go, type of thing. Tomorrow's going to be a cold day for down here, and the next day it's going to start getting warm. Probably there and everywhere south. It's going to get in the 20s or something like that, I heard. Anyway, that's it. Oh, that's it.